So the fact is they're going to have to be educated about the fact that it's a new asset class. And by the way, a lot of this stuff is happening. I work with several think tanks, right, that are involved with groups, that speak to, people in power and educate them about these things. And it's going to be a process of education. It's not just a process of call your senator and bombard them with an email, because nobody gives a crap. They're not going to listen to it, right? It's more about, are they going to listen to certain experts in the field and understand that, hey, by the way, the technology is also developing. In other words, they're coming out with rules in Singapore, and that's great, except like all the use cases aren't defined yet. That's nonsense. Like, it's good that they got that already, but the rules are still going to have to change because we haven't figured out everything we can do with this technology, right? So I would say,
if you think about what he asked, I'm sorry to interrupt, but he basically was talking about the U.S. You also have the state-by-state overhang and regulations on a state-by-state basis. So it's good. Singapore is simple because it's kind of it's a very almost fascist state, and they can define their rules very strictly. But I think he's got a good point that the U.S. does have a chance of being passed up. The particular legislation that he's talking about is a problem, but it probably won't make it through. Partially because we have the Chamber of Digital Commerce in D.C. that is actively involved. I participated in the Educate Your Congressman Day on the blockchain, and these guys know nothing. And it's true. I saw that the same legislation you're talking about where they want TSA to detect if we have over $10,000 of Bitcoin on our phones when we come through. Are you kidding me?
No, I know.
No idea what they're talking about.
And I just wrote about that, and then it creates a catch-22 in that you essentially have to declare it or spend 10 years in prison, or they can steal it from you without probable cause, right? So your choice is lose all your money because we'll just hold you until you keep the password, or so I agree with a lot of
just don't keep it on your phone, which you should anyway.
But what I'm saying is, I'll go back to this. Winston Churchill said, Americans always do the right thing after trying every other option. So.
I'm just curious what you guys think about CME Group, how they're trading futures in Bitcoin, how that's going to affect the market.
I think you've already seen how it's going to affect the market. But I mean, this time of year historically has always been a big run-up, largely because of Asia and a lot of the buying that happens from Asians this time of year, trying to get their money out before the end of the fiscal year. But I think CME, that's a great announcement. We're involved in a lot of other large enterprises that are doing some very innovative things that will be live in the next 6 months that will be as big, if not bigger. So the wave is just starting right now. So CME is the first of many announcements. They always say, is it buy the rumor, sell the news, or something like that?
I honestly don't think that they're going to affect the price very much. I think a lot of people think they will. I take a contrarian view on it. They're not trading in Bitcoin. They're just trading contracts in US dollars. And they have, 95 exchanges and circuit breakers. Good luck.
My experience has been that more companies are incorporating in Singapore than in Switzerland because, one, it costs less. Two is that, look, they're both, I would say that the Swiss regulators appear to be very friendly if you engage with them. There's a lot more of them, and it's a much more decentralized regulatory regime, so it can be harder to engage with enough of them. But I think that they are very forward-thinking, as we see with Crypto Valley. Although I would say the data that I've seen, the companies I've seen, there's more incorporation in Singapore as of today.
So I started GoCoin in Singapore back in 2013. That was the first jurisdiction we picked because they had the most clarity at that time. I've since been around the world, literally shopping jurisdictions. But for us, it really was about banking. And so Singapore, in the early days, was able, we could get banking down there. It was pretty much the only country in the world that would bank us for doing, online payments. I spent a lot of time in Switzerland as well, trying to get, the two Credit Suisse and the other bank there. I won't even mention them because they made me so mad. We got all the way down to the finish line, and they wouldn't bank us. Then we went to the Isle of Man, and that was a train wreck too. So it depends on what the flavor of the month is, because even though you think you have clarity, Singapore just 8 months ago closed our bank down there because they didn't like some of the business that we were doing, even though we would some of the best compliance programs that you could imagine.
So So I'm actually based in Singapore, and I launched an ICO as well. And the banking situation is very difficult in Singapore. For example, last month you had Konai. They're actually licensed by Japan's FSA, and their bank account was closed out. So, how do you approach things from a banking perspective? I mean, we're banking in Gibraltar, as an option, but I believe over 11 firms have had their bank account closed in Singapore, and I don't think it's a crypto haven that it used to be.
That's right. We had 3 different banks. So we had OCBC in Singapore. We had DBS. There was one other. It was a sort of small podunk bank. But banking is still a big problem, and banks are still largely allergic to Bitcoin.